What's going on, doozers, and welcome to another episode on the Shadowtopia server. This is episode number 10, season 3. And we're starting today off in the graveyard. And there's a reason that we're here in the graveyard. So I had a subscriber, Oscar 2.0, who said, you should make a graveyard with the name of every animal or pet that, has died. Yeah. But I can't take credit for this. This was White Top and Doodle. White Top 8282 and Doodle Moose. If you check out their videos, you'll actually see this being made. However, he gave me a really awesome idea, and it's something that I did not think of, and I love it. So he said, what about some statues? I know you're not a great builder, but what about statues? And he's right. Listen, it's not an insult. I know that I'm not a great builder. But statues, that's a great idea. And see, here in Pennsylvania, we have this place called the Monolithic Park. And what it is it's a big park, as the name suggests. It's a big park with a bunch of rock statues in it. Miniature versions of Stonehenge, just all kinds of really cool stuff. So I love the idea of the statues, and I think what I'm going to do is take the idea of the monolithic park and put it here on the server. But first we got to find somewhere to put it, and that could be the hard part. So I'm going to take a fly around and see if I can't find somewhere that this would kind of fit in. And then we'll be right back as soon as we figure that out. Well, it looks like after that flying around, I finally found a jungle over here. And it's a pretty nice jungle. It's got the modified jungle hills. It's got the regular jungle's edge. And it's got the right colors. And oh, look at this. And it's got a jungle temple. All right. So I guess the first thing we need to do is check this jungle temple out, because these things are wicked cool. Anything I have to be careful of? I think what we might do is make this jungle temple kind of our... Huh? All right, so it looks like it's kind of already been raided. But I think what we might do is make this jungle temple kind of our focal point of this area. We'll leave this intact as it is. Make it kind of like a welcome center for people to come in and say, hey, welcome to the area. So next, we've got to get a beacon set up. We've got to clear out some of this jungle, start making some paths, get it kind of looking good, and then start figuring out what statues we're going to put in here. And you know what? As you're watching this, do me a favor, pause the video, go down to the comment section right now, and tell me what kind of statue you would like to see built into this area. Now, keep in mind, this is a family-friendly server, so, the obvious 2B2T statues are not going to go in here, okay? Get your mind out of the gutter. But if you have any ideas for some statues, I'd love to hear them. Drop me a line, let me know. Also, while you're doing that, you know what? I noticed that like 97% of people watching these videos aren't subscribed. Take a second. If you enjoy the video, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell icon. That way you get notified whenever I go live or put out a new video. It really helps me out as a creator. And I mean, listen, it's free. It's free. All right, let me get this beacon built, and we're going to start making up these paths. All right, so we cleared out a little bit of this jungle. Now I'm trying to leave a decent amount of the jungle open. Apparently JC is kind of looking for a parrot. And parrot over there. Just be a flower. So we're keeping our eyes open for a parrot. But while we're doing that, we're also going to start building out the first attraction at the monolithic park. And this is kind of be what people see when they first come through the portal. This is what's going to catch their attention, draw their eye. And originally I was going to use the jungle temple, but that kind of looks dumb. I don't like it. So we're not going to use it. So what I did is I started out this shape right here. And it's a 12 diagonal shape. And right in the middle of it, right at 6, I marked a pillar. And this is what I'm going to use to sort of start to sketch out what we're doing. And we're going to start by doing a little bit of a fountain. So what I want to do first is I want to come here and I want to jump. Good enough. Jump up, and I want to get these holders in. And this, what this is going to do is it's going to look like it's holding up the statue. And then from here, we're going to come out and do almost a rock pile. And again, we're just sketching right now, so that's why we're using. Oh. And 2. There we go. Actually, got to come up one higher yet. So we're going to kind of have this shape. Now from here, what we need to do is figure out exactly how the fountain's going to look. I'm thinking we want the fountain to come out a little bit. So like blocks 1, 3. And this is going to be the outline of our fountain. So now that we have this in place, now we can actually start doing the circle. So give me a few minutes. I'm going to get this sketched out a little bit more, try to get the initial ring of the fountain done, and then we'll be right back. All right, so we may have gotten a little bit carried away. Just a bit. But you know what? It looks good. It looks real good. So we put the fountain in there. And then we added in a bridge, some street lamps. Huffleduck came over and added in a kind of like a shrine to the impossible vine. Because we're still not quite sure how that's just floating there. Or these stairs for that matter. I'm going to have to go underneath there and add that. I also decided to rip out Jungle Temple almost completely. I left bits and pieces of it in here, so it kind of had that ruined feel to it. Kind of like when you're walking in a forest and you find an old house, and all that's left is like the basement and a couple of the foundation. Then we did a custom tree, and this we're going to be doing a few custom trees in this area. And again, the reason for picking the jungle is just because of the way everything is. The greens are so much greener. So we've got that, and then Doodle's been running around making benches everywhere and adding lamps and garbage cans. Gotcha. So we've got that, and the idea is that we're going to kind of surround this entire island with some paths. And then inside those paths, we're also going to have them all lead to the center where we're going to put a bigger statue. And we got to figure out what that's going to be. But if you take a look at the graphic I'm putting up right now, you'll see that kind of have the red area is labeled out as pathways. And those pathways are what we're working on right now. So now that we're back here and we're trying to escape from Doodle, we also managed to catch a parrot for JC because she said she needed one. So got the parrot, got to dress up the portal. So we got a lot of work to do over here. So let me get right back into it. Okay, so White Top Doodle and I went through and we cleared out this entire forest island. Now we did leave a couple of trees. We left the really thick jungle trees and the fancy oak trees, the ones that were like they didn't go straight up. They had all the extra branches because they look kind of nice. And then I marked dead center in the island. So if we pull out our map now, we can see that we're standing right about dead center, and this is where the Oscar 2.0 statue is. Now, I know you're asking, what does an Oscar 2.0 statue look like? Well, an Oscar 2.0 statue is going to be the most OP tool in all of Minecraft. The one tool in Minecraft that you can't live without. So sit back and enjoy a little bit of a time lapse while we go ahead and build this out. All right, well, I hope you enjoyed that time lapse. I know I enjoyed building it. And I especially like this dude, the squat little guy. So this is going to be our tribute to Oscar 2.0, who was so kind as to jump in the comments and say, you should try building a statue. So, Oscar, I mean, this statue's for you. So we have our squat little guy, and now this is actually the next day. Somebody came through and gave him some chest, and put a little sign here that said "squat little guy." But I love the way this came out. I mean, the boat looks amazing. The Oscar 2.0 statue holding it up, just showing the world exactly what the most OP tool. Excuse me. It's rude to interrupt. Just showing the world what the most awesome epic boat tool is. So now that we've got that, we also came through, we did a little bit more stuff around this area. We finished off the paths. We watched out for spicy grass. So the next thing we need to do is we need to get a bunch of lecterns together, and we need to start putting lecterns at each of these little statues that we've been working on. That way we can include a little bit of information on what each one is about and why it's there. And I think what we may do is actually really go for some gusto and add a little bit of information about things like, the pick, how much durability it has, what it can be done, what can be made with, what kind of enchantments go on it. So I think that's going to be a really good idea. Let me go get some lecterns and we'll be right back. So now we have a bunch of lecterns and we've gone through and most of this is done. It's pretty much built. But now that we have the lecterns, what we're going to do is we're going to stick these lecterns at each of these exhibits. We're going to call them exhibits. So put one here. And the reason we're doing this is that way when people come in and they look at these things, they don't go, wait a minute, what is this? What's this mean? So these lecterns are actually going to be here to kind of explain to people each one of the exhibits. Now, I have the lecterns, and because of the squid farm, we have a bunch of ink. But the one thing we don't have at the moment, I'm really not sure where to put this one yet. I don't think this one's done. We'll put that there for now. The one thing that we don't have is a way to get a bunch of feathers for the books. Now, I do know that there is a chicken farm, quote unquote, in the community area. It's an egg farm though. It just makes chicken eggs. So the thing I'm gonna have to do is I'm gonna have to go over. I'm gonna have to grab a bunch of the eggs, and then once we have the eggs, we'll be able to try to spawn in as many chickens as we can. And from there, we'll use the axe or the sword rather, and try to get as many feathers as possible. But as you can see, we do have all the pathways done. We did redesign them a little bit so that they're easier to walk up and down. Let's see one there. Hoping I have enough. I should actually have exactly enough for this. There for the axe. And then the very last one is the hoe. Now, this one's going to be a little bit goofy because one would think that you would put it like down here. But I actually designed this one to be viewed from up. So we'll put this there. There we go. So 9 was exactly how many we needed. So we got to get over to the community center, grab a bunch of eggs, and hopefully get a bunch of books made. So we'll go ahead and shoot over. Eat real quick. Now, normally we do like a jump cut and we'll, slide to the left. But the community center is actually really, really close now. Wait, just heard chicken. No. No. No, 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 no. Oh. Well, I guess I don't need chicken eggs to take care of the chickens. I guess I have access to feathers now. Alright. Let me clear this out. Well, guys, guess I don't need those feathers anymore, huh? Yeah, that was a lot of chickens. I'm wondering how they managed to get in without my key. Interesting. And I do have an idea of who did it, because there's only two. Only two people that'd be really that upset about Nuggy. Well, on the plus side, we do have the feathers now, which is what we needed. So now that we have the feathers, we can grab the books, we can grab ink sacks, and we can go ahead and get these things all labeled out. White Top and Doodle, well done. Well done. Justice will be swift. So let's go ahead and get these things made. We'll grab that. Let's get rid of all this chicken. So let's see here. That's going to go. Cooked artisan meats. Yep, that sounds right. On the plus side, I did get 2 chicken heads out of the deal. So there's that. But we're going to shoot over to the industrial district. Or, yeah, the industrial district. The perimeter specifically. We're gonna go ahead and grab our ink sacks, and then we're gonna get back over to the monument park, and from there we'll be able to start labeling all of these things. That being said, guys, this is gonna take a lot of work off screen. I'm sure you're not really you'd rather see it complete. So I'm gonna go ahead and I think I'm gonna end my episode here. We will get back together next week where we're going to put the bases on all these statues. And also we will... Oops, wrong one. We'll be putting the bases on all the statues. And also we have the judging of the Princess Castle build-off. We had a whole bunch of people who started making castles in a build-off for a princess skin created by Doodle. And it's a Disney-inspired Princess Castle build-off. Well, I'm going to say this is working pretty well. So, we're going to have the judging for that. The judges are myself, Doodle, and Makomi. So, we'll be judging the different builds and then deciding who is going to be the winner of the Great Princess Castle build-off. But, that being said... As always, I want to thank you for watching this video. If you've made it to here, you are a superstar. Drop me a line and let me know. The code word of the day is bacon. And if you put bacon in the comments, I will come over and I will subscribe to your YouTube channel as well. I don't believe in leaving people hang out in the air. So, subscribe. I will subscribe back. Don't forget to give me a like and a follow. And as always, guys, until next week, I'm Diamond Doozer, and I'm out.